And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Kasie Copeland in studio with us, the Copeland team in studio, mortgage expert, contributor on the program. We have Aaron Williamson coming up next. He's our tech expert as well, all things relating to technology. A lot in the news happening, a lot of good stuff. We got our gratitude party coming up. You're invited to that on the 19th. We're going to tell you about that as well. Also, Hulk Hogan's sprawling Clearwater mansion going to be hitting the market around $11 million. So interesting story there. Big news from the Pinellas County property appraiser, Mike Twitty, friend of the program. He's been on our show several times talking about the disclosure of ad valorem taxes causes a lot of confusion with buyers, so helping them kind of get that proper payment zeroed in on when you look at your principal, interest, taxes, insurance, the PITI payments. Also, Governor Ron DeSantis, George Washington Day in the state of Florida, a new state holiday, going to be talking about that. And Florida Doge, $1.97 billion now identified of wasteful spending. Call it wasteful, call it fraudulent, call it abuse, whatever perspective you may have. That's a lot of money being wasted here throughout local governments throughout the state of Florida. So we'll talk about those topics and more here coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Before we do, let's invite you to our next party day. We've got a gratitude party coming up February 19th. It's a Thursday over at Crown and Bull. Going to be a great time.
Absolutely. Go back at it again at Crown and Bull with Dion Falzone, the owner there. A fantastic place to be. Join us Thursday, February 19th, 6 p.m. It's going to be right in the heart of downtown Dunedin at 319 Main Street. Plenty of parking in the back, and the atmosphere and the food are fantastic. Come on down and see some networking. Yeah,
and the first drink provided by Dominic Rock, First American Home Warranty. So come on down. We'll buy your first drink, and you got appetizers on the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. All right, a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right into it. We always like to feature our real estate properties live on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit. We got a listing here at 12948 Twin Bridges Drive in Riverview, Florida. This one is a beautiful home. Owner pride definitely shines through in this property. It's 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 3235 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. And you have an open concept living room featuring a tray ceiling, oversized sliders that open to a large screened-in lanai. Triple Creek is the community where you have multiple community pools, 3 pools, splash pad, 2 clubhouses, fitness centers, playgrounds, tennis and basketball courts. You got a dog park there as well as walking trails. 12948 Twin Bridges Drive, Riverview, Florida. Gorgeous home, large single-family home right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, all with the low HOA fees and no flood insurance required there as well. We also have a new listing that just hit the market here at 10248 Carlo Way Hills Drive. This one's down in Waimama, Florida. That's Hillsborough County, South Hillsborough. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1451 square feet. And you have a designed floor plan that allows the kitchen, dining, and living areas to connect effortlessly. The kitchen is equipped with warm wood cabinetry, sleek black appliances, and a convenient breakfast bar and island. Easy access to an impressive lineup of resort-style amenities, sparkling swimming pool, modern clubhouse, fitness center, basketball court, and more. And you're close to Big Bend Road there, 301 and I-75. Check out our new listing at 10248 Carlo Way Hills Drive, Waimama, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings and search the MLS online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, Kasie Copeland back in studio with us. Welcome back in.
Thanks, Brandon. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of good things happening. You know, I'm very optimistic. The word of this month has been optimism, because I see all these major moves being made by the president and by our governor in the state of Florida. A lot of positive things. Rates are kind of ticking a little bit down. Nothing major yet, but looking good, though. I'm optimistic about things.
I am, too. We're actually seeing some of them in the 5s,
nice.
Which is an improvement.
Yeah.
So, like FHA is in the fives, high fives.
Yep.
But that's okay. We'll take it all day. So
we'll take what we can
good
get.
stuff.
Also, I think something else, big news for real estate here in the state of Florida. The Pinellas County property appraiser Mike Twitty recently took to Facebook and posted here. So they're disclosing it's a new bill that he has. It's passed the Senate, or it's in the House, and I think both chambers have. Let's pop that up there, Dave. Disclosure of ad valorem taxes. Okay, so this is Mike Twitty here. He's at the Florida State Capitol. He says, thrilled to share that the disclosure of estimated ad valorem taxes passed unanimously in its first committee stop in each chamber this week. This transparency bill will save many homebuyers from sticker shock and financial turmoil by removing sellers' taxes from online listings and replacing them with an estimate under the new buyer's ownership. And, of course, he had State Rep Adam Anderson and Senator Nick DeSegli as well, a couple of local reps there. But why is that important, what we just talked about there, Kasie?
That's big because a lot of times as a lender, when we're calculating, like you mentioned earlier, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, that T in that equation is the taxes. And so many times when you're just looking at what the sellers are paying, they're getting discounts from maybe being a veteran, being, elderly, whatever their discounts are.
Yep.
And lenders are not taking that into account. So when we're estimating their payments, they're wrong.
Yeah.
So having that new estimate for the new buyer is huge to make sure that their numbers are more solidified.
Yeah, it's going to be able to help real estate agents zero in on the right properties.
100%.
Mortgage loan originators like Kasie Copeland, the Copeland team. It's going to help them zero in on how to properly align those debt ratios and avoid headaches and problems, because in the way it sits currently is that you're looking at the previous owner. The previous owner may have been in that home for 20, 30 years,
right,
paying a super low tax rate. And then that's just not going to be the case with the new buyer. And then, again, any industry, you've got good, better, and best.
Right.
Some realtors don't realize that number is going to go up significantly, and they don't understand the calculations on how to properly calculate it. By the way, this whole talk about property taxes in the state of Florida, such a big news that Governor DeSantis, Blaise and Golia, they're going around the state identifying waste, and all in an effort to reduce or possibly eliminate property taxes. But a question that I get pretty often is, what is a millage rate? Because that's essentially what affects these different numbers. You get a certain millage rate for the schools, a certain millage rate for the different parts of your taxes. But a mill rate, often referred to as millage rate, determines the amount of property tax payable per dollar of a property's assessed value. Understanding how mill rates are calculated is essential as they form the basis of your property tax bill, which helps fund local governments, including infrastructure, public services, and schools. So essentially, they're able to, without even the value of your home increasing, if they just change those percentage, those
Correct.
AKA mills, then your taxes can still go up, Kasie. So
Correct.
It's confusing for a lot of people.
It is very confusing. And I mean, being in this industry for as long as the Copeland team has, it's still confusing at times. So and trying to explain that to a new homeowner and, prospective buyer, it causes a lot of confusion. So thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be we're starting a new YouTube series too, a video series where we're going to break down more of these areas, not only local geographical areas of people moving to Florida, but we're also going to be talking about more of an educational series off air. So tune into our YouTube channel for that, Consumer Quarterback Show YouTube channel. We're experiencing significant growth across all of our platforms as well. So shout out to our team, our production team, really doing a great job. So follow us online at Brandon Rimes 1, at Brandon Rimes PA. You've got the CQB show and, of course, the YouTube channel. But another big topic in the news, Hulk Hogan's sprawling Clearwater mansion heading for the market, just under $11 million. 6 months after the wrestling icon died from cardiac arrest at age 71, his son Nick Hogan was named the sole heir of the fortune, but the Clearwater compound wasn't included. The property records show that two estates is owned by an LLC tied to Hogan and his ex-wife Jennifer. Only the main house is for sale. So there's also a neighboring cottage Hogan bought for $3.3 million in 2012. That is not part of the listing. So there you have it. According to Realtor.com, Hogan's Clearwater Mansion set to hit the market for $11 million 6 months after the wrestler died. And one of the best moments in the whole election cycle last time was when he stood on that stage and he just declared Hulkamania is going wild and rips off his shirt. That was an amazing scene. I think that was at Madison Square Garden, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. That was awesome.
So what a great Trump supporter, a great American, and just an icon from the 80s. Back in the day, I just remember watching wrestling. And back when it was, entertaining more so, I guess now that I'm older, it's not as much. But,
right. Now that we know the truth behind the wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was the golden era of the wrestling days. Junkyard Dog and all the different Jake the Snake Roberts and all those guys. But let's see. Let's go back to some of our things happening here locally because, the city of St. Pete also, when we think about real estate, St. Petersburg right here to our south, the CFO comes out and says that the St. Pete owes property owners $49 million. So a lot of these local governments have been boosting their budgets and just taking advantage of the COVID rush to Florida. But Florida Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ngolia criticized St. Petersburg officials for alleged financial mismanagement, claiming the city's budget grew nearly $130 million over 6 years, despite gaining only 11,500 residents. He said residents were overtaxed by $49 million from 2019 to 2025, and it supported bloated bureaucracy, including 371 new hires, only 65 of whom were first responders. He argued that the government should not grow faster than the population and inflation. Ngolia called for accountability and a potential refund to taxpayers, asserting that most of the additional spending went to personnel cost. And, of course, Mayor Ken Welch disputed the claims, calling them politically motivated. But, one thing we know about the human character in a lot of cases is that, when you have these budgets, and imagine being in charge of these multi-million-dollar budgets, a lot of times it's easy to kind of sneak in some extra spending, maybe some parties, maybe some, like the Broward County schools did. We talked about that last week. They took a $100,000 trip over from Broward County to the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, spent $100,000 on these kind of elaborate trips. But anyway, so those are kind of interesting in the news.
Yes.
And so it's interesting to see those types of things. But when you think about, the real estate market right now, Kasie, what are you seeing out there? What are you looking for? And who's the ideal client for you?
Right now, we are honestly getting a lot of phone calls that people are preparing to buy. So within the next 6 months, 9 months, whatever the time frame may be for them, I love those phone calls because let's get them ready. Let's get their credit where it needs to be. And so many times they call and they're like, well, I don't want to waste your time. Well, it's not a waste of time because if I can get you ready in 6 months, great. Yeah. So we're getting a lot of those phone calls, and I do like those because they are potential first-time home buyers. And, of course, we always like our veterans. We love VA loans with Don being prior military. So any veteran, let's get you in a home. But also, if you're just preparing for the next 6 months, let's talk.
Yeah, it's important to have that ready to go because, the rates could drop overnight. Something could happen. Things could change, and then there'll be a rush to the market. And we are seeing a little bit of a shift. We were talking about a little bit pre-show is that we're seeing that shift coming back. We're putting multiple properties under contract each week, and we're seeing an uptick in calls. We're seeing an uptick in activity. So it's an important opportunity to get the Copeland team involved, powered by Benchmark Mortgage, CopelandTeam.com. They're online at CopelandTeam.com. Get that pre-approval in place, get your negotiation power ready to go, and then link up with a realtor team like us. We'd love to help you. Because I think the market's just right there. I mean, it's really about to pop. We're going into the spring selling season. A lot of positivity in the market, Kasie.
I see it. I mean, we were talking before the show that we're starting to see it shift from that seller's market to a more stable market. And so buyers are able to get a little bit more, seller concessions to help them get into their home. And it's a good shift. With the rates starting to come down a little bit, that shift in the market, it's being set up for that explosion in the spring, which is great.
Yeah, and to add on to that, also last week we were reporting that the insurances in the state of Florida, home and auto insurances, have been coming down. Governor DeSantis was talking about the tort reform that was done 3 and 4 years ago that would kind of limit some of these frivolous lawsuits. And again, out of Miami-Dade, you see a lot of it, Broward County, Dade County, where a lot of the fraud comes out of. But the average savings, I believe it was for Citizens, was an 8.7% decrease amongst policyholders. So that's, again, part of that equation, that PITI equation.
Correct.
So insurances, taxes looking like they're going down. Incomes are up. That's another big part of Florida. People are moving here. It's pushing the wages up, and we're seeing that. We reported on that out of a Florida Realtor magazine article last week. We were talking, there were like 3 or 4 areas, metros in Florida, that were ranking in the top 20 in the country for income appreciation as well.
We're seeing the same thing, and I think we've talked in the past on a couple shows about down payment assistance programs with the first-time home buyers. They have increased their income limits because people are having more income into the household, and it was stopping a lot of people from being able to utilize these fantastic programs. So they've gotten on board, and they've seen the increase in income, and so they've increased their income limits, so more people are qualifying for those programs as well.
Yeah, that's an important part of it, because I think that's one of the biggest misnomers is the down payment. When we come back, I want to dive a little bit deeper into those programs, how to access them, what to do to get those down payments, especially if you're a renter out there. We got to get you into the home ownership game. It's a way to build wealth through your family. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back and talk more with Kasie Copeland here, CopelandTeam.com. You can find them online. Also, George Washington D-Day being celebrated. We got a new holiday here in the state of Florida. Governor DeSantis rolling that out. The Copeland team here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you. And you can see all of our YouTube video links there at consumerqb.com. Quick break, right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right to the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. B Rimes at KW.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. B Rimes at KW.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back, Consumer Quarterback Show. Kasie Copeland in studio with us, CopelandTeam.com. Big award announcement as well, top 50 mortgage company to work for, one of the magazines. We'll have her comment on that. Let's talk about a couple of listings. We'll jump right back into it. Also, down payment assistance, hometown heroes as well. 2488 Del Rio Way in Dunedin, Florida. Just hit the market with this one last week. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 1,407 square feet, just under a quarter-acre lot. This one is all new kitchen, quartz countertops, white shaker cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, beautiful property, new windows, beautiful backyard, and the property is absolutely gorgeous. The updates were well done at 2488 Del Rio Way, Florida, Dunedin, Florida, 321. Beautiful property. It's a stone's throw away from Dunedin Causeway. 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor. Another beautiful listing. Single-family home that's been renovated. This one's a 322, 1,414 square feet, completely renovated, updated, ceiling fans throughout. You have a nice large island in the kitchen there. Beautiful. Bring your boat. This is a boater's paradise. You can back your boat down in the community boat ramp. Access to the Gulf. Go out there, go fishing, enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Kasie Copeland in studio with us. We talk about down payment assistance. We talk about the hometown heroes. A lot of times people don't realize what's available for them for
Correct.
the down payments.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much out there. And if they just get in touch with us, we'll be happy to talk to them about it, get them qualified for one of these programs. But Hometown Heroes has been a big topic, and it's started out with $50 million, and we're down to $5 million. So
Wow.
people are taking advantage of it. That last $5 million is going to go quick.
Yeah,
so
well.
they need to call us.
Yeah, get pre-qualified, because once you lock in, are you locking in with that down payment too?
Correct.
So that's
yes.
a whole nother reason to get locked in, or not, maybe not rate locked, but you're getting your application in place.
Correct. Yeah, we will get them registered for those funds before they go away.
There you go. So there's a reason to call the show, 813-917-1894. Call or text the show hotline. Anybody you know out there that's been talking about buying, talking about getting off the renting carousel, getting into home ownership, reach out to the show, 813-917-1894. CopelandTeam.com, CopelandTeam.com, ConsumerQB.com as well is another place to look at. Benchmark Mortgage, congratulations on the top 50. And I hear you're actually in the top 10, is that right?
That is correct. So Mortgage Executive Magazine named us in the top 50 mortgage companies to work for, and we actually ended up in the top 10. So it is, and I will attest to that, this is one of the best companies we have ever worked for. So
that's a big deal.
it is a big deal. So.
Yeah.
And one of our
awesome.
executives, too, got named in the top executives in the country as well. So
That's awesome.
lots of accolades.
Yeah, I love that. Yep. And the market's turning, man. I see a lot of big things happening. I was reading in the Epic Times over the weekend, too. Century Aluminum to construct plant in Oklahoma, the first new plant in 45 years, expected to double production in the United States. I mean, there's so many groundbreakings and things happening behind the scenes. The deal with India now that just recently got done. This economy's turning around. We're heading into the golden age. So get off the fence, get into home ownership, and let our team guide you through that. CopelandTeam.com. Kasie Copeland, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I feel kind of lost without my other half, but, he's recovering from surgery, so we'll let him recover. He'll be on next time.
Prayers out there for Don and speedy recovery. Speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, good job holding down the fort today. Kasie Copeland
Thanks.
here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up, Aaron Williamson, Cornerstone Project Management. He's our tech expert. We're going to talk about technology here. And believe me, there's a lot happening in that space when it comes to technology and some of the advancements that we're seeing every day. So stay tuned here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. on. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate. We'll touch on that here in a moment. We're going to also have Aaron Williamson joining us. He's our tech expert and Cornerstone Project Management, cornerstonepmp.com. Elon Musk sending, somebody said, 1 million satellites up into space. We'll find out about that. Also, there's a lot of positive things happening, in the market. Trump launches a $12 billion Project Vault critical mineral stockpile program, where the U.S. government's going to be loaning, I think it was $10 billion. Yeah, $10 billion loan to the private U.S. Export-Import Bank. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But it's such a critical component of our economy and our defense and so many other aspects as well. So a couple of hot listings. We'll jump into it here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We always feature our properties on air, and this one's 6374 Boatyard Drive, Hudson, Florida. Beautiful listing. This is a corner lot location. This is the furthest west that you can get to own a real estate property and build your dream home without being in the Gulf of America here. 6374 Boatyard Drive, Hudson, Florida. You've got 3.37 acre lot, so over a third of an acre lot. R4 zoning, double front, Gulf front double lot, one of the largest waterfront building lots in the area. 176 feet of brand new concrete wall. You also have a private boat ramp that's recently redone. Great opportunity to build your dream home. Hudson Beach, just a short golf cart ride away at Boatyard Drive there in Hudson, Florida. Beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win. 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee, Florida. This one's a great opportunity here again. We've got a commercial property, 3 waterfront lots, and you have a business for sale as well. You've got a Suzuki servicer, established motorboat repair business. Great opportunity. You're on the Weeki Wachee River. This is a multi-use property that spans 3 waterfront parcels. 7154 Shoreline Boulevard. Yes, we have the Weeki Wachee Marina listed for sale, and we are hoping to bring a buyer. So let us know if you know anybody out there looking to buy, sell, invest, or refinance here in Tampa Bay. We would love to talk to you. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, Aaron Williamson back in studio with us. What is new in the tech space? There's never a shortage of news in the tech space, is there?
No, never. Right now in Tampa Bay, this is a big time for additive manufacturing, believe it or not. Military additive manufacturing conference called MIL-AM going on down at the Tampa Convention Center for the next 3 days.
Nice.
That's where I'm going to be. Essentially, you are looking for solutions to in the defense industry for traditional manufacturing methods or alternatives to them. But what I think is interesting for you, too, is they are 3D printing houses.
Wow.
We're doing it with bunkers. There's other projects like Iron Hive and some other things where they can take earth minerals, local, and build buildings, temporary military structures.
Wow.
For bases and operations during wartime, which is insane. But this whole idea of 3D printing or additive manufacturing is just, it's got so many opportunities in the residential space as well, and commercial building space as well.
That dollar per square foot, if you can have that competitive advantage and be able to roll out inventory. And let's face it, too, when you look at some of the previous disasters, Superstorm Sandy in New York, the big hurricane that we had on the Gulf Coast, the 2 hurricanes we've had, and then New Orleans. If you can come in with some housing and have a quick answer and be able to roll out inventory, I think that's going to be a game changer for those situations, Aaron.
100%. In fact, they are now finding with material sciences and technological advances in 3D printing, you can make them fire resistant. Wow. You can make them, they build what's called flood buster homes. So they're extra support in the areas where water needs to stay out of, or wind resistance.
Yep.
They can now shape buildings.
Octagons.
Yes.
And I've never seen those. Yeah.
Exactly. And so the idea, and there's all sorts of lattice structures that they're working on. Essentially, you can make a better performing building for roughly right now 10 to 30% less of the actual just construction cost.
Yeah.
And they can print homes. There's a big home builder in Texas called Icon, building, I think it's Wolf Ranch or something, and they're building an entire neighborhood on this, and they can get homes, the structures up in 8 days.
Wow,
max.
Unbelievable, yeah. And it's all perfect timing as well, because I was reading something in the news last week. I think it was either the 20 or 30 year anniversary of Al Gore saying that the world was going to end, right? Did you see that one? So it's perfect timing. Now we have this new manufacturing, all of these things just in time for Al Gore's prediction of sea level rise and the world to come to an end. Now we can 3D print houses for the next generation.
I think that's the way to go. I mean, it's cheaper and they're better. But again, upfront costs are, so there's not as many options right now. But I see it in the next 4 years. I think the market's going to expand by about 500%.
Wow. Yeah. And tell me about this. Somebody was mentioning Elon Musk now. He's got so many things going on in his businesses. And, I think it's the first $1 trillion valuation of one of his companies. But it says something that Musk wants to add another 1 million satellites to the atmosphere. What's that going on? Is that through SpaceX?
Yeah, of course, and who just recently acquired XAI. But there's about 15,000 satellites right around Earth right now. So that's an enormous jump. But we talked on a previous show about how he's launching over 200 a month.
Wow.
Well, that's going to have to increase. But why, right? It's the data center. It's the need for AI. It's the need for data processing to occur. But in the long term, when you look at sustainability, you don't want resources for like real estate and other things, baked in costs.
Yeah.
This moves those, right? So we're talking about putting them on the moon or putting them in satellites around Earth.
Yeah.
Now you've got distributed computing networks that are different and probably way more efficient than, say, a data center that's located in one spot in the U.S.
Sure. Yeah, I could see, environmental concerns, things like that, and then you have them up there in the atmosphere or outside of the atmosphere in the solar system. Wow, what an interesting world we live in here. 2026, man.
Nothing is going to be the same from now on, year after year. I mean, the technology and the way it's advancing, every day you wake up, it's going to be a new world, I think.
The speed of change, there's nothing more constant than the speed of change. Aaron Williamson joining me here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. His website, cornerstonepmp.com. He's our tech expert. And Aaron, tell the audience here how your business can help them out there in the local economy.
Absolutely. Cornerstone Project Management. We are a Tampa-based local IT consultancy, but we operate nationally and internationally. We work with the government and we work with small private businesses, especially those here locally. What we stress is it is cheaper to run your IT correctly and set it up the first time than it is to recover from is getting everything done the right way the first time and as quickly and as inexpensively as possible. I think a lot of business owners don't understand the complexity and all of the complexities, including regulations, including technology advancements. We just talked about it. You wake up in the morning, there's a new advancement that you need to know about, that your IT needs to take into account, and that's what Cornerstone Project Management does.
Yeah, it's another great example of working local, shopping local, working with the local economy, supporting the local economy here by supporting our expert contributors. Consumer Quarterback Show, your local consumer advocate, helping you from everything from real estate, credit, finance. If you need legal help, legal advice, connections to attorneys, technology experts. We get into Second Amendment stuff, Thomas King. So many different ways we want to be your consumer advocate online at consumerqb.com. And we also talk about national news as well and things happening across the globe. So here's another big story that I think is going to affect our economy big time. And the word is optimism for this first quarter here and of course, January, February. We've been talking a lot about the optimistic approach that I'm seeing to the real estate market and other markets. But U.S. India to slash tariffs under new trade deal. Trump says they just released this agreement as part of the deal. They are going to cut reciprocal tariffs from 25% to 18%. In exchange to India has agreed to move forward to reduce its tariffs and non-tariffs to zero. So another great deal by the deal maker in chief, Donald Trump. Also has American goods as much higher level in addition to $500 billion of U.S. energy, technology, agriculture, coal, and other products. That pledge would dramatically shift the trade balance between the two nations. So for all these years, and another big one, they agreed to stop buying Russian oil. So that's another big feather in our cap. That's going to help our economy. That's going to help our national security. And I just chalk it up as another win for the Trump administration, Aaron.
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, he's been very open even prior to the election, during the campaign he ran, about his stance on tariffs. And then people kind of acted surprised when he won and did exactly what he said he was going to do. I was a little bit surprised because we were already in a time of inflation. And tariffs naturally create that inflation until the domestic investment that number comes up. Now you've lowered your long-term costs, thus your inflation decreases. I was worried, and I think rightfully so. We saw some more inflation when he announced tariffs, but deals like this are what makes him such a great president.
Yeah.
He said, here's the tariffs. Let's negotiate backwards. We're back at zero with India. They still have the tariffs, and the domestic investment draw is still there for the U.S. investment.
Yeah. And
inflation is on its way down.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, the art of the deal, that's a
global deal right there, man. And you talk about domestic production, too. This is out of the Epic Times here. This story here, it says Century Aluminum to construct plant in Oklahoma. First new primary plant in 45 years, expected to double aluminum production in the United States. Illinois-based Century Aluminum Company has entered into a joint development agreement with Emirates Global to construct the first new primary aluminum production plant in the United States since 1980.
That's incredible, and this is exactly what I was talking about. This is the proof that domestic investment is happening. It is working. Inflation is on its way down because if we are producing durable goods and we are building with that aluminum in the U.S., which we will, you have lower costs internally.
Yeah, the new plant to be built in Nola, Oklahoma, as previously announced, is expected to produce 750,000 tons of aluminum per year, 1,000 permanent direct jobs, and also 4,000 jobs during the construction. So about 85% of the aluminum needs of American industries are going to be met under this import. So so you think about GDP, that stands for gross domestic product, which, by the way, in Q4 of this year is expected to be 5.4%, according to Besant, and that's a record number there. But for the longest time, it's really been GDS, gross domestic services, because we're really a service-based economy. But now if we can bring back that GDP and actually make products, that's going to strengthen our country even more. Aaron.
Absolutely. And here's the issue, right? We went technological, we went high education, technology, so we became that services, not the products. AI has changed everything. And we need to get back into products. We need durable goods. And while that news sounds boring to a lot of people, that is extremely exciting, I think, to people in the know who see that infrastructure development, because that is exactly what's going to keep inflation down, keep GDP up, keep wages, jobs, everything stable.
Another big story that just hit, detransitioner's $2 million court win puts medical establishment on notice. A minor who was convinced to transition from female to male by medical professionals has won a $2 million payout. Fox Varian, who had a double mastectomy in 2019 at age 16, sued her psychologist, Kenneth Einhorn, in Westchester County Supreme Court of New York. The court released its sealed but at least one reporter attended the trial. The case marks what might be the first detransition payout targeting doctors who mutilated a minor who can't legally handle adopting a child or joining the military, but was seen as old enough to make permanent decisions with their body. However, this doesn't mark the last transition lawsuit. And God made us a certain way. Who's to have these medical folks coming in? And a lot of these people are radical in these deep, dark blue states and blue cities, telling these children to cut off body parts and injecting them with hormones and creating them, telling them, oh, well, maybe you were born in the wrong body. That's the wrong message. That's not how God created us, Aaron.
Absolutely not at all. And this is just the beginning. I think there's going to be a tidal wave of lawsuits because this is a major issue in our country. You hit the nail on the head. You said everything that needed to be said about it, I think, but I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah, me too. It's they talk about retribution. That's the ultimate retribution, coming out of your pocketbook and saying, here's a couple $1 million to get your life back on track. That's the least start.
Oh, yeah, and I believe the doctor who did the surgery is also named in the suit as well as their psychiatrist or psychologist.
Yeah.
But, you also said something that was important. If we're going to say children can't consent, which we do for a lot of things, then how in the world can they consent?
Exactly.
They either can or they can't consent.
That's right.
And the legal system needs to make up its mind. And I think it has in landmark case.
Absolutely. All right, quick break, right back. More with Aaron Williamson here, Cornerstone Project Management, cornerstonepmp.com. He's a managing partner with that company, our tech expert in studio with us. Quick break, right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition and sales, luxury jet escapes and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com, or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. Aaron Williamson in studio with us. He is the managing partner of Cornerstone Project Management, our local tech expert, all things technology related. Reach out to the show. We'll put you in touch with Aaron. And we talk a lot about things happening in Tampa Bay as well. And my wife and I also own a top real estate team here, buying, selling, investing, refinancing. We would love to talk to you. And we feature our listings on air. 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. Another beautiful listing. This is $1 million listing. Actually, we just reduced this one down to $900,000. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1922 square feet, elevated stilt home at the end of a quiet street on a large waterfront lot, access to the Gulf as well. You have your own private dock for your boat and jet ski. 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. 1905 Horseshoe Drive, Plant City, another one of our listings. We've got about 45 current listings, and we can help you if you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing. 1905 Horseshoe is a 322, 2,300 square feet of living, just under a quarter-acre lot. Got a wood-burning fireplace there, newer flooring. Florida. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors and support the local economy at consumerqb.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so producer Dave was talking about this story between the break. There's apparently there's something like 1.5 million AI bots and agents in this messaging board. It's called Moltbook. Aaron, what's the deal? What's the deal here with Moltbook?
Moltbook. It is meant to be comical, but I'm not sure how funny it is. It's a brand new viral social media platform that launched just days, maybe a week ago. It's exclusively for AI agents. There are 1.5 million programmed bots, AI agents. So think of anything that uses a generalized AI as its backbone, and it's kind of a Reddit-themed message board, and AI talks to each other. These agents talk to each other. They create sub-threads, like subreddits on Reddit, and they discuss things like religion, family, technology, all sorts of things, but only the bots can participate. Humans are not allowed on Moltbook.
It says it has a religion, Crustafarianism, overnight, including setup of websites and scriptures. Okay, well,
yeah. Hey. Well, the theme is its mascot is a lobster, and like a crustacean, and I think that's where it got Crustafarianism from.
Okay,
and which is quite clever, and so give AI its props.
Crustafarian, yeah, it sounds like Rastafarian a little bit there. Let's go to technology tips. What's a technology tip? Something that people need to think about. I mean, there's so many scams out there too. I mean, that would probably be something that would be a technology tip. Be careful for these scams. They're going to come at you on a text or a Facebook message and try to get you to click a link. Mm-hmm. What other tips come to mind?
I just got one the other day. One of my clients had an order placed. Now, I serve as a representative of this client, and so the order came to me. Very real, from a guy I know and talk to regularly, from his email, with an attachment of an order, and he was expected to place an order, by the way. So this was not an unexpected email.
Wow.
There was something that was a little weird that tipped me off, I think, in the document that it had produced, because I hadn't seen this PDF before. So I had forwarded it to my client. I said, hey, just verify, maybe give him a call, see if this is real. Turns out completely fake.
Wow.
Came from his email. It didn't have anything fake about it.
Wow.
Right. So somebody had hacked, or even a bot had hacked his account and sent a very legit email and and they wanted financial information. If I had followed through on it, I would have put not just mine, I would have put a business's financial information on a very large, expensive order worth tens of thousands of dollars. So that it's getting so good that scams are hard to detect, and it almost even fooled me, and this happened just a week or two ago.
And you're in the tech business.
Right, and it gets back to that, well, maybe we need to get back to picking up the phone and calling each other.
That's right. Yeah, that's what they say in the real estate industry too, with these scammers that are trying to get you to wire funds. The rule is call before you send the wire. Talk to that person, verify the statistics and the information. Aaron Williamson, Cornerstone Project Management, cornerstonepmp.com. Check them out online. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right, my pleasure. Hey, we had Kasie Copeland on the front end, our mortgage expert contributor, and of course, Aaron Williamson as well. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, do something kind for one another, be a force for good in the community, and we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.